I still remember the day the results were announced. The hallway at Lincoln High School buzzed with nervous laughter, whispers, and the metallic slam of lockers. Students crowded around the notice board. Some cheered, some sighed in relief. I stood frozen. My name was there. Ethan Carter. Failed. The word felt heavier than the backpack hanging off my shoulder. It wasn't just a failed semester. It was confirmation of what I had slowly started believing about myself. That maybe I just wasn't good enough. I avoided eye contact as classmates walked past me. Rough luck, man. You'll do better next time. But they didn't know. They didn't know that next time wasn't guaranteed for me. The life no one at school knew about. I lived in a small, worn-down house on the outskirts of Cedar Grove, Ohio. The paint peeled from the wooden siding. The porch light hadn't worked in years. It was just me and my mum, Laura Carter. My dad had left when I was 10. No dramatic goodbye. No final hug. Just a note on the kitchen counter and silence afterward. Mum worked 2 jobs, mornings at a diner and evenings cleaning offices downtown. By the time she got home, her eyes were always tired, her hands rough from cleaning chemicals. I tried to help. I really did. After school, I worked part-time at Miller's grocery store, stocking shelves, carrying boxes, sometimes staying late if someone didn't show up. Homework happened when I could manage it, sometimes at midnight, sometimes not at all, and sometimes I just fell asleep with the book open. The teacher who didn't look away. Mrs. Emily Thompson was my English teacher. Mid-30s, soft brown hair always tied neatly, calm blue eyes that seemed to notice things others didn't. She had this way of looking at you, not through you. The day after results came out, she called my name after class. "Ethan, could you stay for a moment?" My heart pounded. I expected disappointment, maybe a lecture. Instead, she spoke gently. "I know you're capable of more than this." I shrugged. "I guess I'm just not good at English." She studied me. "That's not what this is about." I looked away, because she was right, but I didn't want her to see how close I was to giving up. The visit I never expected. 3 days later, I came home from work to find a familiar blue sedan parked outside our house. My stomach dropped. Mrs. Thompson stood on our porch talking to my mother. Panic rushed through me. What was she doing here? I almost turned around and walked back down the street. But it was too late. Mom waved. "Ethan, your teacher is here." I forced a smile and walked up the creaky steps. Mrs. Thompson's eyes met mine, not judgmental, not angry, concerned. "I hope you don't mind," she said. "I wanted to speak with your mother." My ears burned with embarrassment. Inside, I saw our house through her eyes for the first time. The cracked kitchen tiles, the old couch with a torn cushion, the stack of unpaid bills on the table, and then she noticed something else. The small folding table in the corner of the living room, my study desk, a flickering lamp, no chair, just a milk crate. She didn't say anything, but I saw her expression change. What she saw, Mom excused herself to make coffee, even though we barely had any left. Mrs. Thompson walked slowly around the living room. "You work after school?" she asked quietly. "Yes, ma'am." "How many hours?" 20, sometimes 25. Her eyes widened slightly. "And when do you study?" I hesitated. "When I can." Silence filled the room. Not the awkward kind, the heavy kind. She looked at my hands, small cuts from unpacking boxes at the store. Then she looked toward the hallway where Mom was humming softly in the kitchen, pretending everything was fine. That was the moment something shifted. I could feel it. She wasn't seeing a lazy student anymore. She was seeing the truth. A conversation that changed everything. That evening, she sat at our tiny kitchen table with my mother. I listened from the hallway. "Mrs. Carter," she began carefully, "Ethan is not failing because he lacks intelligence." Mom's voice cracked. "He's been under pressure. I try. I really do." "I know," Mrs. Thompson said gently. "That's why I'm here." They talked about schedules, about exhaustion, about how I sometimes fell asleep in class. I felt ashamed, but also strangely relieved. Someone finally knew. Before leaving, Mrs. Thompson turned to me. "Ethan, would you be willing to meet me after school 3 days a week?" "For detention?" I asked. She smiled softly. for tutoring, the secret I didn't know. The tutoring sessions began the following Monday. She stayed after school, unpaid. We worked through essays, grammar, reading comprehension. But it wasn't just English. She asked about my life, my dreams. "What do you want to be?" she asked one afternoon. I laughed lightly. People like me don't really think that far. She closed her notebook firmly. "People like you?" "You know, average." She leaned forward. "Ethan, I have seen thousands of students. You are not average." Something in her voice made me believe her. For the first time, the scholarship application. A month later, she handed me a folder. "What's this?" "A scholarship program for underprivileged students with academic potential." I stared at her. "I'm failing." "You were failing," she corrected. "My grades had improved, slowly, steadily." "You qualify," she continued, "but you'll need strong essays." I swallowed. "I've never written about my life." She smiled gently. "Then it's time." The night everything almost fell apart. 2 weeks before the scholarship deadline, Mom collapsed at work. Exhaustion, dehydration. The doctor said it was stress. Hospital bills piled up. I considered quitting school to work full-time. When I told Mrs. Thompson, she looked at me, not angry but firm. "No, I have to help my mom." "And you will," she said, "by finishing what you started." She paused. Then she did something I will never forget. She reached into her purse and handed me an envelope. Inside was a check. "I can't," I started. "It's a loan," she said gently. "You'll pay it forward someday." Tears blurred my vision. No teacher had ever done that for me. No one outside my family had ever believed in me like that. The day the letter arrived, spring arrived quietly in Cedar Grove. One afternoon, I came home to find Mom holding an envelope with trembling hands. "Ethan," she whispered, "it's from the scholarship committee." My heart pounded so loudly I could hear it. I opened it carefully. The words felt unreal. "Congratulations, Ethan Carter. You have been awarded the Cedar Grove Academic Excellence Scholarship. Full tuition, books included." I dropped into a chair. Mom started crying. Not soft tears, the kind that come from years of holding everything in. Graduation day. The gymnasium was packed. Families cheering, cameras flashing. When they called my name, I walked across the stage in a borrowed gown. Mrs. Thompson stood near the front row, clapping, proud. After the ceremony, I found her. "You changed my life," I said. She shook her head. "No, Ethan, you changed your own life. I just showed up." I thought back to that day she visited my home. If she hadn't come, if she hadn't seen the milk crate, the unpaid bills, the truth, I might have disappeared into statistics. Another dropout, another what if. 10 years later, I returned to Lincoln High School as a guest speaker, not as a failed student, but as Ethan Carter, scholarship graduate and now a high school English teacher. Yes, English. Life has a sense of humor. Mrs. Thompson sat in the audience, older now, but still with those same observant blue eyes. I told the students my story, about failure, about pride, about someone caring enough to knock on a broken porch door. After the assembly, I handed Mrs. Thompson an envelope. Inside was a donation check for the scholarship fund. "This isn't repayment," I said. "It's multiplication." She smiled through tears. "I knew you would." The message. Failure is not always a measure of ability. Sometimes it is a measure of unseen battles. Behind every struggling student, there may be long work hours, sick parents, empty refrigerators, and silent sacrifices. Kindness is powerful not because it fixes everything instantly, but because it tells someone, "I see you." Mrs. Emily Thompson didn't just tutor me. She visited, she looked, she understood. And that understanding changed the direction of my life forever. Never underestimate what showing up can do. Sometimes one visit, one conversation, one act of belief is enough to rewrite someone's entire future.